Hello and welcome to Surveyor Says, the podcast from the National Society of Professional Surveyors. Each week, we bring you fascinating guests that are involved in the profession of surveying. My name is Tim Birch, and I'm the Executive Director for the National Society of Professional Surveyors and your host for the podcast. Subscribe to the podcast on most of your favorite streaming platforms, as well as our podcast host, Podbean. For more information about the podcast and NSPS, please visit our website, nsps.us.com. So, without further delay, here's our next episode of Surveyor Says, the NSPS podcast. Hello and welcome to another episode of Surveyor Says. This is your host, Tim Birch, and actually, we are in the studio. We are in the office. I'm in the office. We're in the studio, and I have a special guest today. She is special. Let's say that. But she's not really a guest. Trish, how long you been here? 25 and a half years or something like that?
Yeah, it'll be 26 years in October.
Yes. I'm speaking with the one, the only Trish Milburn. It's the first time I've done that, so we thought we would try that as well.
I appreciate that, Tim. I really like that.
Well, this is her first real-time one-on-one in the podcast, but you should have gotten the bulletin last week if you're a member, or if you saw it on social media. You should be getting stuff from us weekly on the Surveyor Says newsletter. You follow our socials, you see all these things, but I don't know that it really touches on everything that NSPS has got going on. And because literally, let's say every week, every day, we look over all of the stuff that we've got going on, and we're blown away about how, it's easy to say how busy we are, but we've got a lot going on. So, Trish, that's one reason I wanted to invite you here, is because you've got your fingers in all of this stuff. I'm the pretty face out front that's trying to promote all of this, and you and Julie and Sarah are the ones behind the scenes putting it all together. But just wanted to go through some of these things, and unfortunately, it's a lengthy list, but we want to touch base with everything we've got going on in NSPS, just so people are aware. What is the benefit of membership within NSPS and what we are doing to promote, to advocate, and to really make the public aware of what surveying is all about? So one of the big things that NSPS has been able to do is to secure some pretty good sponsorships that have allowed us to hire a marketing team. Big shout out to Elaine Ball and her team. The past year and a half has been literally, in my opinion, amazing with the outreach, what we've been able to do, the amount of content and the amount of interaction with with not just the members, but just the general public. So I guess from your perspective, you've been here a long time. This, in my opinion, has been a game changer. What's it been from your perspective, seeing this radical change for us and really pushing the information out there instead of just being, kind of reactive?
Yeah, I believe our sponsorship packages have come a long way. Over the years, we just kind of would reach out to our normal directors who had businesses and just kind of ask them if they'd like to sponsor an event or something. And they've always been generous, and they've done that. But since hiring Elaine Ball, we've put together some really dynamic sponsorship packages. You get lots of bang for your buck. We have from a $500 sponsorship as a patron to up to a $25,000 sponsorship, which you can get customized to your specific needs or goals. We do social media content. We can do guest blogs, podcast guests. You can sponsor webinars. There's all kinds of things that we can do to customize the particular package that you need. We've also decided to do a meeting event specific package. And that would just kind of be maybe for 3 months, a pre, during, and a post event sponsorship where you could sponsor a meal or a break at our spring or fall meeting, possibly sponsor the student competition, or even the young surveyors events that we have. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Well, and I'm glad you said you spoke about the event specific, and quick shout out to Control Point Associates. They were our first presenting sponsor for the 25th annual National Student Competition this past year. Big thank you to them for putting their money where their mouth is and helping us with that. I guess one thing I do want to touch on, yes, obviously somebody that's wanting to sponsor us, they're in business. They're wanting, not everybody is just giving us money to be good people. They do want something in return, which is why we're trying to promote them as much as they were trying to promote the profession. But one thing I want to make sure that people are aware of, and if they would think about sponsorship, that all of this money stays in-house. We have 15,000 plus members, and we're a staff of 4. That sponsorship money is actually going back into our programs. It's going back into the content and putting more social media and posts and things out on the interweb. And it also allows us the flexibility to hire more staff to help with the load that we're trying to get that content out. So a sponsorship is more than just putting money in our pockets and love to say we have surf and turf staff lunches on Fridays, but no, that's not the case. It's about being able to promote the profession. One of the things that I think that's also important about the sponsorship program is the interaction that we can have with that sponsor. And I like that you mentioned about social media content, the guest blogs. We're really looking for more sponsors that are willing to sit down like this, do a podcast, tell us about what your product is, tell us about what your goals are, tell us about who you're trying to get after. We'd really like to be able to do that, and webinars as well. With the NSRS modernization coming up, we're hoping to get more equipment manufacturers, software manufacturers on to be able to discuss this stuff. But no, that's all great stuff. Thanks for bringing that up. And if you have any questions about the marketing program, our sponsorship program, reach out to Trish. It's Trish M at nsps.us.com. Like it says, she is the director of high fives and handshakes, which is something Elaine gave her, which we kind of joke around about here. She's your point person on all of that sponsorship stuff. So give her a call, send her an email, let her know how you want to be part of what we're trying to do here. Speaking of what we're trying to do here and some of the other things going forward, America 250. We've tried to embrace this year-long event pretty big, and I think we've started out pretty well. Besides tell you what, tell us a little bit about the swag we've put together. Some of the clothing items, the swag, and what we're going to try to do to promote that to the states to be able to do their own promotion.
Okay, for the America 250, we've actually put together some pretty neat swag items. We have golf shirts that have a really NSPS and America 250 logo on them. We also have a quarter zip navy blue long sleeve performance shirt, which is kind of neat. Some pretty neat t-shirts. We've got tumblers and some lapel pins. And coming up, we're going to have some specific stickers, which will be the presidents, all 4 of the presidents.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the presidents yet that Elaine and her staff put together, Merrick the artist, it's the 4 presidents from Mount Rushmore in a Get Kids Into Survey style cartoon. They're on the back of the t-shirts. We're going to have stickers for these for sale. They're phenomenal. It's just really a great image of those 4 presidents, 3 of them that surveyed with survey equipment, and then Teddy with the American flag. It's really, really well done. Look for those. I mean, the t-shirts and are on the website already. We'll get into the e-store here in just a second, but this is part of where we want to promote to the states, to your local municipalities, your chapters, what have you. If you're doing something, let us know. Let Trish know, your activities that you're doing to promote the America 250. I was just recently in Boise, Idaho for the America 250 for Idaho, the initial point celebration, which came off very well. The governor was there and a lot of dignitaries. That really kind of set the bar pretty high, to be honest with you. And we're hoping to see more and more of this stuff happen throughout the year. And it's going to, for us, it's going to culminate at Deadwood in October with our NSPS fall business meeting. Trish, I mean, you're working behind the scenes with Nancy and the South Dakota Society. Tell us a little bit about a few of the things that we're looking at doing for that meeting, for the directors, for the locals. What's going to happen at that meeting? We're going to try to celebrate a few things.
Yeah. So what we're planning to do, we're going to have a 2-day meeting, and the first day is going to be a celebration. There's going to be a dedication at Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
I believe it's the
85th anniversary
of Mount Rushmore.
Of Mount Rushmore, yes.
So we're going to tie that in with our American 250 theme. The plan is to do an event at Mount Rushmore, some type of dedication or presentation, and then break off into possibly 2 different groups. Maybe one go to Crazy Horse and the other would kind of stay around Mount Rushmore. So yeah, that's it. No,
but it's going to be big for us. And I think it's a good way to wrap up the year of America 250.
And then just the second day would just be our a shortened business meeting.
Right. Exactly. Well, in conjunction with that, we are working with the Park Service. We're working with NGS, the South Dakota Society. Linda Foster is working. Our immediate past president, Linda Foster, is working with Bernston to come up with a commemorative monument that could possibly be set. Hopefully, we're trying to work that out with the Park Service at Mount Rushmore. However, there's going to be smaller versions that are going to be for sale on the Bernston site, probably early to midsummer, commemorating the America 250. Really cool items. If you've never seen the paperweights from Bernston, the monument paperweights, they are well, if you're a surveyor, they're just a cool thing. So hopefully we'll work with Mike and Carrie at Bernston here shortly to get those on the website. Really looking forward to having those available as well. Speaking of the shirts and things, I want to move on to the e-store. And Trish, I'm going to let you take away from this because the e-store has been your baby for quite a while, and it's evolved and things have come about. Tell us what all is available on the e-store, and it can be for members and non-members alike, correct?
Yes. So on the e-store, I mean, the main things that we sell on there are our specific books like the CST flip chart and the definitions, the most popular book that we probably have. So we don't really have a lot of books for sale anymore. That's kind of, we've moved away from that. But we do offer clothing through Land's End. Through our Land's End store, you can actually purchase any item that you want, from shirts to jackets to swag, because we have all of our logos in there, from
tote bags,
NSPS, CST, I believe Trigstar, Be a Surveyor. We just have lots of logos on there that you can use to customize the clothing. We've kind of gotten into some Yeti drinkware where we have flask and shot glasses and your typical tumblers. On the e-store, you can also pay for your CST renewals, your Hydro renewals. You can purchase Trigstar packets. I mean, there's just lots of items out there. So if you don't want to send checks, we encourage you to go to the e-store and pay for it there. And we also do have a donation link. through there as well, that you can donate to your favorite, cause, whether it be Trig Star or just the general fund of the foundation. You can pay your fellows dues. There's just a lot out there. So I would encourage you to go out there and just kind of, check it out to see what's on there.
Well, you brought up something good that, that I think I've neglected to even think about, the donation button. And especially three funds that we're trying to really highlight this year. One is the youth outreach. The scouting jamboree is going to happen in July. And so having donations to be able to help support all of our members that are going is very important. So think about a donation to there. That helps pay for supplies, pay for the booth, pay for everything, because the people that are going on their own dime.
Yeah.
Our volunteers. And we've got, I think, probably somewhere 8 to 10 volunteers because it's a 2-week jamboree. So consider that. We have 2 other foundation funds that are for assistance. Can you give us a little update on what those are that we've always tried to push?
Yeah, the 2 funds that we like to get donations for are the Disaster Relief Fund, which with hurricane season coming up, we should probably think about that, and wildfires as well. There's lots of wildfires spreading, so we use that Disaster Relief Fund for those.
And as a Midwesterner, I'd be amiss if I didn't say tornado season.
Tornadoes, yeah.
Any natural disaster that happens within the United States that gets deemed a national disaster, it makes eligible for grants for funds from the Disaster Relief Fund from the foundation. And the last but certainly not least,
we have the Atwell Medical Fund.
So if you're a surveyor and you have a health issue in which you need some help paying some bills, now granted it's not going to be a tremendous amount of money, but if it's even just a small amount to get past, helping out with some bills, the Atwell Fund that one's been an actually pretty good one over the past few years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's not intended to make you whole. It's just to help you get by.
Exactly. All right, switching gears to a little bit of participation of some things going on. We've got two outstanding journalism award and the Map Plaque contest, and we got a new one to also unveil here in just a bit. But journalism awards. This is something that we would really like to see more involvement from the states. It's really driven towards the states, the state affiliates. We've got the newsletter category. We've got, if you've got a more glossy finished magazine category, if you got a feature article, a single feature article that you want to throw into the contest, it'd be great. And then the editorial, if your newsletter or magazine happens to have an editorial from the editor in chief or whomever, that's another one. Unfortunately, the participation has lagged the last few years. We really want to see the states, because most states have a newsletter or a magazine. They have content that they put out. It doesn't cost anything to enter. We're going to make it this year all digital submissions. And so more information will be on the website here very, very shortly. But we're really encouraging the states to do this. So if you go back to our website, see the past results and see people that, see that your state hasn't participated, but you think they've got a pretty good magazine or newsletter, encourage them to participate. That's something that we really are trying to push that along, because the more content we get out there from all stages is very, very important. And I think it's great for the profession. Trish, tell us a little bit about the Map Plaque contest. You've been overseeing this for many, many years. Sarah's now taken this over because of your duties with the marketing. But tell us a little bit about the Map Plaque competition. What's it take to submit for that?
The Map Plaque competition is actually one of our popular competitions. We don't really have issues getting entries. The criteria, we do have, I believe there is 5 current categories, which you can submit in subdivision, boundary cadastral, topographic, Alta NSPS, a miscellaneous, and then we're adding this year a new category called the North Arrow. Typically there's a $30 entry fee, but this year we decided just to not charge a fee. We just want to try to get as many maps as possible. It's very simple. There's a form on the website. You just need to fill that out and submit it digitally with your entry form. And that's really about it.
Well, and I like that we have streamlined it that much more. We've gotten rid of the entry fee, so encouraging more people to do it. But we know it's a hassle to put all the paper together. We're going to put that burden on our judges that if they want to print it out, to be able to see it, to judge it, to really look through it, we'll put that on us. We want to encourage more people to enter. And all the places I go, a lot of the states are still doing map plat contests. I encourage the states that they're winners. Submit those. If you're doing it, submit the winners. I think that's something great to do, but that shouldn't preclude anyone out there to submit for any of the categories. We've added the North Arrow this year because I've seen that pop up more and more. And this is going to make me sound like the seasoned surveyor that I am. I mean, North Arrows used to be part of the artistry of the plat, and that typically, unless your company was very, very strict on various things, you could get a little creative with your North Arrow. What I like about what I'm seeing now, and there's still some of that creativity, even though it's all digital now. Show us your North Arrow. Show us your creativity. We'd really like to be able to see that, and I think it would be fun to be able to publicize some of those things that are out there. So you'll see the map plat contest is. Have we got that form on the website just yet?
Not yet.
Real close.
Probably this week it'll go up live.
All right. Very good. Very good.
Along with the journalism one as well.
Yes, we'll have all the final things, and the entry deadline for both of those are going to be July 31st.
Correct, July 31st.
So we got a little bit of time. The map plat contest, most of the categories, the 1 through 5 through subdivision through miscellaneous, those are surveys that should have been done in the calendar year 2025. North Arrow doesn't have to be anything specific. That can be not anything dated specific. So that can be any time. If even if between now and July 31st, you want to come up with a creative one, please do. Please submit. We'd literally like to see them. All right. Then on to a new category of awards. And this is for everyone, just like the map plat. We're going to do something a little bit different. This is going to be social media awards. And the difference here also is that we are going to enlist the NSPS young surveyors to do all of the judging, and kind of like American Idol or America's Got Talent or whatever, we're going to have an online component as well that will be a portion. A top 5 of each of these categories will be thrown up on our socials, and we'll decide on a winner from there. The categories are best article, and this is from a non-affiliate published source. If you've published an article on LinkedIn or any of the other websites, whether it be GIM, GPS World, XYHT on the website itself, or whatever. If it's not non-affiliate newsletter based, or even if it's something that's been in a magazine somewhere, best article, please submit for that. This goes in conjunction with our Monument Mondays, and you have been sending in some great monuments, but we want to judge the best one. So go ahead and send us pictures of your best monument. And we'll judge it on, location, uniqueness, accessibility, a lot of things like that. So it would be something to consider when if you are going to submit for the best monument category. Next up is the best surveying photo. Where have you been surveying that is really unique? If you're on a mountainside in Maui or wherever, if you've got a great photo of a surveying situation, submit it. We want to put it out there. We would like to be able to see that. And then the last one, and this is where the creativity gets into play a little bit. Best Instagram post. What have you done to promote the profession, to really capture what surveying is all about in an Instagram post? So send us those. Like I said, the YSN are going to be judging these. Once again, deadline is going to be July 31st, and we're trying to put these all together to have a kind of we might even try to maybe even do a little award show in early to mid fall, unveiling all of the journalism, the map plat, and the social media contest winners. Something to really showcase the profession and the hardworking people out there doing all of these things. So I think it'd be, we're trying to make it fun, trying to make it interesting. All right, moving on.
1 second, Tim. Is the deadline for that one July 31st?
July 31st
as well?
For the social media. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, we'll put them all together, and hopefully, like I said, we'll get all of the results all together in a big media post and probably a YouTube video. All right, moving on to a program that's kind of been near and dear to NSPS's heart, the foundation's heart. It's the Final Point program. For those that aren't aware of it, all the information's on the website. But what it is it is a monument that is created. And it'll be the location of the final resting place of a surveyor. And actually, we're getting more and more people that know where they're going to be buried, putting their final point together, before that day happens. But bottom line is, we get the latitude and longitude of where the place is, the final resting place is going to be, the surveyor's name. We work through our good friends at Bernstein, and it's a nice memorial to the surveyor based upon their profession. One of the things that's going to change, though, within the program, Bernstein is going to take over the administering of this program. They've been doing all this stuff in-house for decades, and it only makes sense to not necessarily cutting out the middle person of NSPS, but you'll be directly working with Bernstein. That way, any customization that you want, any additional quantities you want, that's something that's going to be very important, that Bernstein's going to be able to handle on a little more professional and customizable purpose. I don't know, Trish, any idea how many final points we've had to date? I'm going to put you on the spot with the hundreds we've had done.
Yeah, I'm going to say that there's probably about 275 that
Wow.
have been done to date since, I believe, 2003.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that number is growing pretty quickly in 2026.
Yes,
We've got
unfortunately.
quite a few, orders for this year already, which it's...
But what better way to commemorate, whether it's a family member, a mentor, a boss, somebody significant in an association? It's a nice way to commemorate their profession and what impact they had on the profession, on fellow professionals, and their staff and contemporaries. Great program, and we want to keep promoting that as best we can.
Yeah, and I'd just like to add a portion of your fee actually goes to the foundation. Typically, a $25 donation goes into the foundation's general fund, and then an additional $50 goes into the NSPS Bernstein Scholarship Fund.
Nice.
So that's always nice to know that your money's actually helping future surveyors as well.
That's a nice touch. Thank you for reminding me that Yeah, just as important as remembering the surveyor, it is also benefiting the profession, and hopefully somebody that's coming up in the ranks and could use the scholarship dollars. Yeah. So, all right. Next up, I want to just give people an idea. If you haven't seen NSPS, and I'll call it swag, this is more of the handouts, the career fair type things. Trish, run us through what is available. If somebody's got a school career fair coming up, and they've got 25 students, whatever, and they want to do something, what if they reach out to NSPS? What kind of stuff can they ask for? What kind of stuff do we have in inventory?
So on the NSPS e-store, we do have an item listed there. It's promotional items. And you can get things like stress balls, tick keys, pens, Trigstar carabiners, all kinds of different things, little notebooks. We actually have knit caps. Knit caps. I don't know. We have a variety of items from probably elementary school to high school. You can also... we have a link on there for our Get Kids in a Survey. If you wanted posters, you can order them direct through their website, and then they ship out of our office. We also have the beasurveyor.com website where they have their own resource center. And you can get specific swag for Be a Surveyor. They have a full booth that you could actually order and have shipped to your event. So there's a lot of really neat items out there that we have, to help with your presentation. We have brochures specific to middle school kids to high school kids. So, I mean, there's lots of resources out there. You just need to visit the e-store. And if there's something that, if you need like a higher quantity, then it's probably best just to reach out to me directly, and we can get you what you need.
Well, very good. Something I wanted to note, because summer's coming up, and hopefully there's going to be chapter picnics and other things. We've got can koozies.
I forgot that.
You need to have can koozies for all of your members. So that's something we can reach out and get from us. We've got a variety of colors, and it's going to be, it's something to consider. We've got a lot of great freebie items that we can set you up with, because we've got great sponsors that have helped us with this, with being able to have in inventory these items. Bottom line is, I mean, it does cost something to promote, but we've had great sponsors to help us, and we can, if you consider it, we want to be able to continue doing that. So that's one reason we always ask if people are interested in sponsoring. That's what your money's going back into. Besides promoting your company, what have you, that's what it's going into. It's really helping us promote some things.
Yeah, and I did leave out, we do have some pretty cool CST swag as well.
Yes, we do. We
just got some new construction hats. We've moved away from the cones to mix things up a little bit. But and the only thing that we really do ask is that you pay for shipping. That just helps to... Yes,
that's a small price to pay to get a box of branded stuff that really helps explain what the profession's all about. So, no, that's good. One thing you did mention there, as far as a branded item that I want to bring out specifically, is the tick keys. A lot of people don't know what those are, and it turns out those are very, very useful. We've been handing a lot of them out at some of the conferences I've been going to, and some of the sessions that we've been involved with. The tick key is actually a way to remove a tick that has embedded itself in your skin without pulling the whole tick out and not losing the head and becoming infected in your skin. As you're probably aware, but just in case you've been under a rock and haven't been aware, ticks are really, really on the rise. Not just the Lyme disease, not just Rocky Mountain spotted fever, but a new, it's the alpha-gal syndrome is a new, and it is a disease. There is no known cure for it. The Lone Star tick is the one that's responsible for it. We're really pushing more of the awareness, working at the federal level with some trying to get legislation passed to have the alpha-gal recognized as a disease. Because unfortunately, a lot of insurances don't recognize it as a disease and will not cover any medical expenses with alpha-gal. So I bring that up because if you get a chance and you get the tick keys, that's what they're for. The ticks are just rampant this year. Give them to your crews. I've got one in my golf bag, so when I'm on the golf course and I happen to get a tick crawl up my leg, I've got one just to be safe. So if you need a stack of them, reach out to us. We're more than happy to send them to you, and please, just help us raise awareness of the tick-borne diseases. All right. Well, I'm going to say it last, but certainly not least. Something that Trish has been involved with for a long time has been our career center. And we recently changed the platform for the career center. And in my opinion, it's actually a lot more friendlier. It's a lot more, it's easier to use. It's easier to navigate. And it gives more options to somebody looking for a job and somebody wanting to post a job. So tell us a little bit about what somebody can expect if they go to the Career Center and any kind of member benefits there.
Yeah, well, the new Career Center is actually through our current platform, Your Membership. And it's very easy to use, as Tim mentioned. The only thing you have to do is you do have to create an account. You have to register on the site. NSPS members, we give 10 free postings. So if you want that code, you can just send me an email and I'll give you that code. The newer site does have a lot of different information on it. Like you can get Bureau of Labor Statistics reports on there, and it'll tell you like the average salary in your particular area. There's just a little bit more interactive things on the site. Jobs, if you want to post the job, there are the free postings. However, there is a cost if you want to do more of an enhanced job. And I believe the fees start at like $199. It's not real expensive to post.
It's definitely cheaper than a recruiter.
Yeah. But if you haven't been there, check it out. You can post your resume if you're looking for a job. So there's just some different features on there, and it's like any other job board. It's pretty basic, but I think you'll find it to be easier to navigate through.
Yeah, I think so too. I said I was a little hesitant at first changing, and not just change for change's sake, but Trish worked with YM, and I think they've put together a really nice platform, and I'm glad I listened to her. Oh, we're recording this, aren't we? Oh, shoot. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I like to stay behind the scenes. I'm not good at this stuff.
All right. Well, in wrapping up a few things, a couple things we didn't touch on simply because we're kind of at the end of the cycle for a few of these things. If you haven't received your notification on your scholarship application, it should be forthcoming. I mean, it should be very, very quick. But we just wrapped up with our NSPS Foundation. How many scholarships? 27.
We have 27.
For how much? Was it $97,000, I think?
Something like that.
Pretty substantial amount of money. Happy to do it. Glad to see that we've got, we're to a place with our foundation where the funds are available to do that. A big thank you to the foundation board and the trustees. I forget how many applications were there.
We typically averaged around 50 applications per year, but this year we got over 90. I think it was about 98 applications.
Wow.
So it was a lot for the judges to to go through all those.
It is a lot. And like I said, big thank you to the judges, to the trustees and the board for doing that. Congratulations to those who were awarded scholarships. For those who weren't, keep at it. Keep your head down. Keep at it. Keep applying. There's going to be more money coming out. And there's also other places. Make sure and check your state affiliates, your chapter affiliates, a lot of these different places. Education is very, very important in this profession, and getting that scholarship dollars are really, really important as well. Next, TrigStar. TrigStar typically starts in the fall. It runs with the school year, with the school year versus the calendar year, and we got all of the participating state winners. How many states this year? Do you remember?
We had 32.
32 states. I think that's about a new high.
No, it's kind of average. It's kind of what we usually get.
Post COVID.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of new states that participated. So that's good.
Great. And then so when's the national test?
The national test is actually taking place right now. They've already been sent out, and they're due back by June 1st.
Okay, very good. So we'll be releasing, we'll go through the grading there. We'll get the national winners announced as well, national winners and their teachers. Look for an announcement there. And then if you haven't participated, consider it. The information usually comes out when? Sometime in the fall?
Usually September, late September, early October.
Okay, so if you haven't participated, it's a great opportunity as a surveyor to get in front of a math class to explain about surveying. Yes, it's a trig test, but you know what? It's that opportunity to get in front of the students and talk about surveying. You never know when you're going to reach that one or two students that may have an interest, and that's the key. So be looking out for the award winners, and also look out this fall for the announcement for the 26-27 school year. Last, I'm going to wrap up. Let's talk about CST just a little bit. CST has, in my opinion, and watching how much stuff has been coming across Sarah's desk, CST is starting to build. Big shout out to Norm Ellerbrock, the chair, and the board of CST. They're really making more of a push, getting more information out there, getting more awareness out there, seeing a lot more tests and such. I'm bringing it up because for those that are renewing their CST, you're going to be seeing an email renewal here shortly. Email, then we follow up with a, or is it the other way around? I'll make sure I'm going to get
We're just sending out emails this year.
Okay.
And if somebody really wants an invoice, we'll send it, but you can get your invoice right online.
Okay.
And the instructions are in the email that's being sent out, which should probably be going out this Friday. It's 45 days before the renewal cycle.
Okay. So yes, renewals, they end on June 30th. So your renewal's got to be in before that. Look for that email, check your junk mail, check your spam from NSPS. Look for that renewal. It's important that you keep up that renewal, especially as we go forward. In the next couple of years, we're going, because of other programs that are insisting upon it, continuing education is going to be part of that renewal process. So it's important that you stay on top of your renewal, stay current. And if you're at a lower skill level, think about moving up. Think about going after 2, 3, or 4. It's really a good thing to do. It prepares you for your career that much more. It prepares you for the NCAAS surveying test, the FS and the PS as well. If you're going to be on that career track, it's a good test to help you with that. So, like I said, be on the lookout for that email, and be prepared to renew your certification with CST. Whew. That's a lot of stuff. And I know there's probably more stuff that we aren't really touching on, but this is the bulk of what we really wanted people to know about, what does NSPS do for me and my profession and awareness and all these things? I know our days are packed, trying to cover all of these things literally every day. Trish, a big thank you to you. A thank you to Julie and Sarah as well. When I tell people there's 4 of us to do all of this work for this big of an organization, they don't believe it. But we got a lot of stuff going on.
Lots of stuff going on.
So, any parting words from you? I mean,
No. Like I said, I kind of like just to stay behind the scenes. I don't like to be out in front. So this was my first. Actually, no, this was my second podcast, and I know why I don't do this.
Yeah. Well, I wanted people to hear your voice and to realize, to know who's behind a majority of all of this, because it's taken a lot of work over the years, and it's only really it's starting to build even that much more, and for people to really make a little more of a personal connection to who we are and what we try to do for them, because we are advocating for their profession, for their livelihood. And that's important to all of us. So just wanted people to be able to hear your voice and say thank you for all that you do.
Well, thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah. And we'll let you go back to your cubby hole and
where I feel more comfortable.
Put your head down and get some stuff done. So, all right. Well, that'll wrap it up for this episode of Surveyor Says. Thanks for listening, and wherever you listen to the podcast, please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, keep out on the lookout for your CST. Keep a lookout if you don't subscribe to the NSPS newsletter on a weekly basis. Go to the website and sign up there. If you are a member, you should be getting our monthly bulletin with a lot of the things that are going on. If you have any ideas, thoughts, share them with us at info@nsps.us.com. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. You've been listening to Surveyor Says, the NSPS podcast, brought to you by the National Society of Professional Surveyors. If you have any questions about today's episode or any other topic, please email us at info@nsps.us.com, as we are here to help. Subscribe to the podcast on most of your favorite streaming platforms, as well as our podcast host, Podbean. For more information about the podcast and NSPS, please visit our website, nsps.us.com. And remember, it's a great day to be a surveyor.